Healthy Rebel Radio is sponsored by the Healthy Rebel app. 300 plus secretly healthy, delicious, mouth-watering dessert and treat recipes made with all-natural, whole food ingredients. Now available for download on the App Store and Google Play. Find out more details at healthyrebel.com.
Welcome to Healthy Rebel Radio. I'm your host, Dr. David Geiser. I'm here with my Damie Health Healthy Rebel co-founder, Amy Lane. Good morning.
Good morning.
Just a few quick health and wellness stories to review today. I want to start with healthy fats because this is a major story in the news this week. A research article, or a study from Harvard came out that was published, and it judges the different types of fats and the effects they have on your risk of death. So it's really interesting. It was a 32-year study. They followed over 100,000 people, and what they found was the people who ate the most monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats compared to saturated and trans fats lived the longest. And we can expect that because of Mediterranean diet,
Yeah, so break these fats down for us in English.
So trans fats, they're mostly being phased out. We know those are the bad guys. Those are the artificial fats that are made in the lab, and we know they cause oxidative damage in the cardiovascular system. So this is, people started talking about this in the 80s and 90s when they first came out, that, these are probably bad for us. It was the switch from
Butter to Bissell?
Butter to Bissell, yeah, exactly. And we found out trans fats were bad at that point.
But we didn't, because everyone that was on a diet, they were recommended to use Bissell.
Yeah, for sure. That's true. At the time, they were like the thing, weren't they?
Yeah, they were the thing.
I don't remember.
Your mom would.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah.
But we know they cause an increased risk of death, mostly from cardiovascular disease. It's bad. Bad news.
Yeah.
So, there's this comparison between saturated and unsaturated fats. Saturated fats would be the fats you get from full-fat dairy, from red meat, those types of fats, versus unsaturated fats. You've got your polyunsaturated fats, like your omega-6s and your omega-3s, from fish and nuts and seeds, and then you've got your monounsaturated fats from things like olive oil. These two guys, the poly and the monounsaturated, extremely healthy for you. Strong antioxidant potential, good for the brain, good for the skin, the hair, the nails, everything. Saturated fats, however, more of a debate up until recently. Even recently, there's some new studies coming out about full-fat butter and how they're good for weight. It's good for weight loss and this type of thing. This study tends to debunk that. It says that if you just make a simple switch from, say, a saturated fat like red meat or butter or something like that, and switching to an unsaturated fat like a fatty fish or nuts and seeds, avocados, then you're going to be healthier in general, less obesity, better brain function, less neurodegenerative diseases, and less cardiovascular diseases, and therefore longer life.
Couldn't agree more.
It's good to see it on paper, but we've known this for a while. The question about fat is, how does it help with weight loss? Healthy fats are an important part of your diet. You would say that's true, right?
Right. It's just when people get carried away with it. I recommend, there's healthy fats within snacks and meals that I recommend in my programs. And then there's one time a day where I put emphasis on, select a healthy fat. But I don't really call to attention the other healthy fats that are trickling in through the day. Because what happens is people get on these websites or listen to these people that start talking about fats and blah, 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 that are all about them. And they start consuming way too much fats.
You should be eating saturated fat all day long and all these things.
And what starts to take place is, first of all, their weight loss stalls. They aren't lean. They're slower. Their energy decreases. They have bad breath. They start to get acne, congested skin. There's a real sluggishness to the bowel. It's not good. It's not healthy. It's not... It just is... It is... I've never seen, personally, it work for anybody. especially over a long period of time. So, I just don't recommend it.
So this all began 20, 30 years ago when they said, okay,
Atkins?
Stop eating so much fat.
Oh.
No, this was before Atkins. Before Atkins, it was fat-free. Was it not?
Yeah, it was fat-free.
Everything was fat-free. There's no fat, and then all of a sudden it was all the sugar.
Right, high sugar.
Everything had lots and lots of sugar, so things tasted great because
everyone was counting calories.
That was awesome, right? It was like, yes, very, very low calorie in comparison, because fat carries more calories.
Here's the secret, too. Like, there's so much debate, like, well, I know so-and-so down the street, and she lost whatever on Atkinson's. Like, yeah, like, you knock out a food group, any food group, and there is potential for fat loss or weight loss or your body composition to change. It's not just about fat loss. It's about being healthy and vibrant and, feeling good and something you can participate in over a long period of time. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, definitely. It's going to be sustainable long term.
And you want to be healthy. Like, who cares if you're super lean and whatever, if you just end up having a heart attack at 55? Like, yeah, that's not worth it.
Well, this is what happened. I mean, people went fat-free, and then the sugar consumption just skyrocketed, and then we realized, when you eat a lot of sugar, the body just turns that into fat cells.
Well, it's not just that. When that all took place, it was also in combination with the food that was being rolled out wasn't food. Like Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, there was a bunch of other ones. I remember my sister would bring home, like, basically it's packaged food in little, like, silver packages that you open up and you eat. Like, it's not food anymore. It's just chemical crap with some calories. There's no nutrients. It's just junk. Like, I remember, because I used to go in my sister's room and she used to have these waffles that she was supposed to eat for breakfast, and I go in and snack on them.
What about the bowel cookies?
Yeah. But, like, this stuff wasn't even food. This stuff didn't even have, like, proper fiber. It was just junk.
Yeah.
And I mean, there was a real movement around that for a long time. It was crazy. And because I grew up with women that were my siblings that were so much older than me, I mean, I witnessed a lot of it.
Yeah, you did. And then the shift was, okay, now we need to go low sugar. Let's completely avoid grains. Let's cut
up the fats.
And then increase the fats. And then we realized, okay, now we're eating too much trans fats, and that was dangerous. People were getting really sick.
It's gross.
And now it's this conversation, which how can we optimize the diet for weight loss and create a lifestyle that's sustainable and really, really, really healthy? And just this was another study that came out this week. This is riveting. The healthiest people live the longest. That was the title I read. But when you look at the details, it was this Centurion study where they're looking at people who have made it to 100 and what their lifestyles were like. And you'll see it's Mediterranean diet, it's low stress, decent amount of exercise. So the healthiest people live the longest. I thought that was really funny.
High vegetable fruit intake is key.
So the current debate is, this is a recent study that came out. If you eat full fat butter, you might lose weight. And here's why. You're going to be fuller longer. Okay, that's probably true. You're probably going to feel
for some.
Some people are going to feel full. They're going to feel good. Now, if we simply replace that with an unsaturated fat, whether it's polyunsaturated or monounsaturated, whether you're talking avocados, nuts and seeds, coconut oil,
even chia seeds,
olive oil,
flax seeds,
absolutely,
in your smoothies, like, there's just so many healthy, good, nourishing other ways.
That also contain some fiber and other nutrients as well.
That make you feel good. That actually have contributing benefits to your cells.
You're still going to feel full longer. You're still going to get all the nutrients that you're looking for. Basically, when you're eating fat, you're looking for recovery. You're looking for saturating all the cells that need healthy fats for reduction of inflammation, for regeneration of these cells that regenerate a lot. People who eat the most unsaturated fat, I think, have the best skin. People who have a high omega-3 versus omega-6 ratio, I think, have better skin as well. In some people, omega-6 can be inflammatory. That's a very specific genetic mechanism that can happen. But
I know for myself, the biggest transformation in my skin, there has been it's been a slow progression over when I got real about and how long I stuck in with my lifestyle that I live now. That is just living on our programs. But the biggest, the most dramatic shift was when I completely cut out dairy. And I gave it 2 to 3 cycles, 2 to 3 months, dramatically. And now, this far down the line, it's just, I would never go back. I just wish I did that years ago. Mm-hmm. That's one thing I wish I did. It completely changed my hormonal system and skin. Dropping
that's
dairy.
Really interesting.
And there's no way to deny it.
I love it because I've seen so many positive effects from dropping dairy as well.
But you have to hang in there and you have to do it over a long period of time. And, it's like this thing that I get really frustrated and out of love frustrated, but people are like, I don't eat dairy, and then I'll get their food logs and they eat yogurt every day. That's dairy. Mm-hmm. We need to be clear about everything that is dairy, and that's something we can do when we work together. But, you have to be honest with yourself. You have to be transparent. You have to get help where you need it,
I agree. Sometimes it's a little bit of neglect. I'm not going to look this up because, I really like having my yogurt. Or it's a core part of my lifestyle.
And it's like you too, where you went through a real phase where you were like, but I want to have cheese once a week. It's my treat.
Yeah, for sure.
I deserve my treat. Whatever. And then it would take you a whole 6 days to recover, and then on the 7th day, you'd go and have it again, and you were making yourself...
Yeah, it was a terrible cycle.
Right, and it was only once a week. Mm-hmm. So I know, there's certain things that, we could pound our fists and say it's unfair, but, that's life. Mm-hmm. And, I don't... I can say as someone that now just completely, there's just no way I would consume it. I'm never, crying that I can't eat cheese. I'm just not. My life is just so much better being healthy, consistently healthy, and feeling good that I could give a crap anymore. Mm-hmm. Whereas at first I felt real bad for myself. Well, so-and-so can eat cheese and still look good.
I want a cheese platter.
I want a cheese... you know what I mean? We just get so foolish and so childish and juvenile about things. You have to let go of certain things and test out what works for you. And I have a firm belief that just removing dairy is big for people. I've seen it. I've done it,
It's true. And we're going to be doing an episode coming up in the future where we talk about some of the reasons why you might not be losing the weight you're trying to lose.
Yeah.
Some of the, not only plateaus, but actual reasons why this might be going on. I know for me, I have... recently, like you said, been strict about cutting out cheese and milk and coffee and all this stuff. And my lifestyle is more sustainable. It's much easier for me to maintain that weight that I want to be at. That's more representative of what a healthy situation for me would be. Without having those in my diet, it's very much easier.
Yeah.
And we'll go over all the reasons why in that episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be good. So, healthy fats. Here's the breakdown. When you consume them, you're getting so many positive benefits, but you're also keeping yourself fuller longer. You're contributing positively to your recovery from your workouts. These are extremely helpful for recovery because of the antioxidant potential, but also the vitamins and minerals that are in most of these foods.
But the amount you need is so small.
It is. It's not big.
You really, really don't need to make... If you're eating on, say, one of our plans, you're getting more than enough fat. You don't need to add it anywhere else in. You don't need... The amount we've been told or shown by society is much like how the portions on restaurants have grown. It's all out of control. Mm-hmm. It's very easy to get enough fat, and it's shockingly small portions compared to what we think.
Yeah, it's true. One of the things we see is when we're looking at the ratio between saturated and unsaturated fats. If you start reducing your meat consumption, that's all you do. Maybe you have one day a week where you go meat-free, or you have one meal a day. Say, if you're someone who eats meat at lunch and supper, you stop having it at lunch, then very, very quickly your unsaturated fats are going to be they're going to go higher than what your saturated fats are if you have a well-rounded diet otherwise. So there's some simple changes you can make to reduce your risk because of this as well. Meat-free is one of them.
I wish everyone would.
Yeah, There's so many other reasons for this, but I think it's really helpful, and I think you'll see some results for weight loss as well when you do this. What we normally recommend is we like having healthy fats at supper. We use oils in our cooking and on our salad. That's for recovery, brain function.
Hair, skin, nails, eyes. Everything.
And then during the course of the day...
Good sleeps.
Oh, good sleeps. You know what? Unsaturated fat is really helpful for good sleeps. That's been shown as well. And then during the course of the day, in our snacks, we're often having these unsaturated fats in the form of nuts and seeds and things.
Right, but again, smaller portions than you'd even expect.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
That's Healthy Rebel Radio for today. Thank you so much for listening, and have a great day.
See you.
Healthy Rebel Radio is presented by the online health and wellness center, DamieHealth.com. Since 2009, Amy Lane has successfully coached thousands of women through her signature program, the Bikini Body Program. Join today to work exclusively with Amy to unveil your greatest yet to be from the inside out. Go to DamieHealth.com for more information.
Thank you for listening to Healthy Rebel Radio. Please connect with us on our community pages on Facebook, Pinterest, and Instagram, all at the handle @DamieHealth. For weekly recipes, articles, and all our episodes straight to your inbox, join our newsletter at DamieHealth.com. You can find all the links discussed in today's episode in the show notes. Thank you for joining us, and see you tomorrow.